The woman was just cleaning at the police station. It was an ordinary day. But suddenly her eyes fell on the board and she immediately spotted the mistake. She threw away the lollipop from her mouth and her mind started racing. Within seconds, she realized that the policeman had mistaken the killer for the victim. Without thinking, she crossed out the suspect and wrote below, thinking she had just given a small help. But the next morning, Sheriff Walker exploded in anger. Who changed our board? A man has died. The main suspect is missing. This is no joke. There were CCTV cameras in the station and everything was recorded on them. Ella working all night, listening to music, dancing, everything. But there's no rule that says a cleaner can't dance a little while listening to music. Even so, the senior officer said interfering in a criminal case could land her in jail. Ella was surprised. She thought she had just corrected a mistake, that's all. As soon as she interfered, Walker got angry. A cleaner is going to teach me about the case? But the female officer ignored him, opened the file and said, "All right, tell us, Ella, what did you see?" Ella looked at the pictures of the room and said, "You think this woman killed her husband? But that's just not possible. Look at this house. The sofa cushions are perfectly spaced, the colors alternate, and the items on the shelf are arranged by size and material. This house belongs to someone who loves cleanliness, but there's one thing that's odd. All the curtains are tied up. How is that possible? Someone who pays attention even to the distance between the cushions, but doesn't care about the curtains?" Then she pointed out hair and glue marks on the chair leg. Someone had taped it up and then pulled the tape off, meaning someone had been tied to the chair. But there were no marks on the wrists. That means there was a third person there. And the real hostess was just the victim. Allah's detailed observation surprised everyone. Even a senior inspector like Walker couldn't find any fault with it. Still, he said that we can't reach any conclusions without watching the CCTV footage. Just then, a sub-inspector came running in saying, "Sir, we've got the footage." At that time, a third woman had entered the house. Now everyone was convinced. Allah was right, but rules are rules. Walker ordered that Allah be kept in custody. Still, deep down, he had accepted it. She was completely right. The investigation started again. In the new footage, an Asian girl was seen. She was there on the day of the crime. She was denying everything, but she didn't have any alibi. Just then, when Allah was about to sign the confidentiality agreement, she noticed something wrong in the footage at a glance. That video wasn't from the same day. Walker got furious. But the female officer asked how she figured it out. Law replied that in the footage, the way the leaves on the trees are blowing shows the wind is coming from the southeast. Whereas in this season, the wind in the city comes from the northwest. Which means this footage is months old. She continued, "And I also knew this because there's a church visible in the background of the footage. Historically, churches are always built facing east so that the sunlight is behind the priest. Just by looking at the direction of the leaves, the direction of the wind could be determined." The police officers started looking at each other. I couldn't tell if she was praising or mocking.